Yeah,
you are
man.
a typical Nigerian. You know
Energy
why?
Gawd.
Nigerians.
That's what they will always say, Red Bull.
Nigerians will call toothpaste closer.
Closer.
We will call any cola Coke.
McLean.
Whatever kind of
What we're
brand
used
is the
to.
first.
This is Greatness Dex. Welcome to Ladders, powered by Wingstop. Our guest today is the voice of the people, the voice of the Africans, voiceless, the navigator of the Afrobeat scene, the real African CNN.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? The one-stop shop for the real African news. Adesope.
My brother.
Thank
you very much for having me, bro.
You know what I mean? Blessings.
Greatness
blessings
only. It's a pleasure to be here. Like I said to you, we're going to be climbing the ladder today.
We are climbing. You see what I'm saying?
It's only a few people that can just call. You don't even ask any questions, but you just say, give me dates and time. I'm going to pull up. Yeah, and Dex is one of them.
Aye.
So that's why we're here. And it's a pleasure to be here, It's fantastic to see you doing all this. I love it, man. I see everything. I see the Wingstop, I see everything.
Yeah.
The chicken was tasting serious, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. That's how you treat your guests. When they pull up.
You must eat well.
As an African.
First. Because a hungry man is an angry man.
Very angry.
What is it like?
Yeah.
You're growing up in Nigeria.
Listen, I was blessed. I'd say I had a very privileged upbringing.
Which area did you grow up?
I grew up in Ibadan. Which is like 45 minutes or 1 hour from Lagos.
Yeah.
It's a massive city. For a long time, Ibadan was like the largest city in West Africa, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it's a very quiet city, hosted a lot of professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents and a lot of parents were like either doctors, lawyers, engineers, people that were working in government. It was a quiet city. I went to like a Catholic primary school, Catholic secondary school.
Always do.
Those things. So it was an amazing time, man. I grew up around a very, very big family. So you know how an African household is, cousins, uncles, all of that stuff. But Ibadan is not like Lagos. Lagos is what people know, which is like the center of everything. Entertainment, business. But Ibadan was more conservative, a lot more focused on education. It was a smaller city in terms of population, and everybody knows everybody. We were raised by the village, kind of. If you're walking down the streets, I remember once I was walking in my neighborhood with no shoes on, and one of my neighbors, the mom just came out the window and called my name. It's like, where are your shoes? You're running back. Like, everybody is your parent. Like,
No.
Everybody. That's what
get
Ibadan was
smacked
like.
by your uncle straight away.
Everybody's your mom,
Smack
everybody's
you.
your uncle. But it was an amazing upbringing. Had a fantastic time, growing up in Ibadan. And that's where I learned a lot of the skills that I'm using now.
Did your family think of like what you're doing now was a career? Or
Never.
How did they see it?
So,
how did they see it?
The funny thing is I came from like a very scientific family. My dad is a medical doctor. My oldest brother is like a geophysicist. This one's a microbiologist.
Yeah.
That's the type of family I came from. So you had to do sciences. However, from secondary school, I always was around entertainment. We had like events where I was dancing at school, dressing up like MC Hammer. I had all the Hammer trousers. You see me, man. So it's been decades in the making. But my dad is a very, very liberal, cool dad. Secondary school, I had a ponytail.
Serious?
Ponytail, bro. I did everything.
You had hair on this
I
head?
had long hair, Seth. I did afro, ponytail. I had waves on. Everything. My dad allowed us to do anything. I got in trouble for dancing at school. My dad came and was angry, wanted to go fight them. Even though he was like an educationist background, went into university, still was hanging around entertainers and stuff, studied plant science, you wouldn't believe it, botany. But I always knew that somehow I don't want to be stuck in the lab. I don't want to work around
That's
plants.
not your calling.
Yes.
So, what I would say, what inspired you now?
So I'll give you a very crazy story. So in like the early 2000s, when I moved here, relocated to London, I went out with a friend of mine in Peckham. So she lived in Peckham with my friend. So I went to see them, but they said they were going out. I said, where are you going? They said they're going to like a pirate radio station in Peckham that I could either go home or come with them. So I'm like, I just got here. I'm not going back home, man. Let me just come with you guys. We went to the pirate radio station. She was a presenter there, and she needed to record some adverts. So they needed someone just to practice lines with her.
Imagine.
And I did that.
And you nearly went home.
I nearly went home. And the owner of the pirate radio station came out the back and said, I like your energy and your voice. Why don't you come and host the show here? And I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, I'm not listening. I live with my mom. So when I'm playing my African music sometimes, it can't be that crazy loud. The only other place I can listen to African music was in a car. This man's giving me a whole 2 hours that we could come here, play African music, be loud. Nobody's going to disturb us. It was in some shed. Like when you're walking into the studio, you walk past some other pirate studios where guys were sweating. They'll take off their shirts. Yeah. That's how dingy it was. But I was like, let me take it up. And that was the beginning of everything you see today. But there was a key point there that I actually remembered last week when I got the call. I wanted to tell you. I think I said it once before. In 2004, after I had been in pirate radio for like 2 years.
What radio station was that?
So it was called N-power, Nigerian Power.
Nigerian Power.
In Peckham.
Right.
Yeah,
so I bet you that's during them, what's that Nigerian film?
Ben Television
days, yes, sir.
What are you talking about?
Femi Ben TV.
Yes, brother. It was a girl before we even got to that.
Yes.
So the girl that I went out with was Ronke Pampa. She was one of the first presenters on Ben Television in 2002. Yes, sir. So after doing pirate for like 2 years, I went out. We went to have lunch. I think it was like McDonald's in Canning Town with my friend that was a co-presenter, Dawn. And we talked, how can we take this thing to the next level? Man, it's so difficult, this, that, and the third. And we were at the brink of quitting. So we spent about 1.5 hours. After lunch, I got back in my car and I was driving. I would never forget this. And I drove just outside Canning Town train station. There was a roundabout there.
Yeah.
I took that bend, and you know when you're listening to pirate radio stations, when you get to different area, you'll pick up another one. The radio that he picked up, there was a guy that was being interviewed. Okay. And they told him to select 5 songs that would describe his childhood and his career, basically. Yeah. And the 5th song he was about to pick was when my radio tuned into him. He picked a song called Sweet Mother, I no go forget. Yes. And when they played that song, he was saying, this plays in our home every Sunday, my mom plays this, And when he finished, the presenter said, thank you, man, that was Skepta, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that is Skepta mix, okay.
So Skepta, me hearing that last minute of a Skepta interview on a pirate radio station that played Sweet Mother, at the time when we were tired of what we were doing.
You say, no. Say another push.
It looks
again.
like we're on,
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm concerned, I was in the car. On radio.
Yeah.
Listening to African music. We're close.
Yeah.
That was that little energy that I got. I was like, we ain't quitting. We're moving.
Yeah.
And that's what kept on going till now. That key moment.
So what would you say you're obsessed with?
I'm obsessed with promoting African culture. I'm obsessed with giving African voice, celebrate. The first phrase I wrote for Factory 78, which was my friend's platform, DJ Larry, was this is a platform where we celebrate African entertainers and pop stars like none other. This is a platform that will give us a voice. And that's really what I wanted to do. I felt like, from the beginning, our entertainers, our creativity deserved, main stages and platforms, but we weren't given that. And nobody else was willing to tell our stories about ourselves.
But do you think that's true? To you?
Yes, I think
from what is going on right now.
Yes.
Do you think a platform was not given to them, or they are not hardworking enough to claim their own position, because there is no handout.
Nobody's going to give anything.
There's no handout in this music thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's straight competition. It doesn't matter whether somebody will be laughing at you. Yeah, my brother.
So I think at the beginning you have to understand, like when I moved here and I would go to African parties, for example, there was just like a little percentage of African music being played. Because even second generation Africans weren't really, they weren't identifying with us. I class myself as an immigrant till today. Even at that time, as an immigrant, it was tough to date a second generation African kid that was born here. She no one rock with me because I get, what they call it, my daughter says something, I'm too af. Like I was too af, I was fresh off the boat, so everybody was either Caribbean or they just didn't want to represent. So we already had that problem. And then when we started to kind of promote the music, have little platforms that were opening the doors to elevate us a little bit higher, then we had second generation Africans who decided that, okay, this was the life I was living in my house, but faking it on the road. Now I can take that, my indoor house life, and start to represent and show people that I'm actually Nigerian, I'm actually Congolese, I'm actually Ugandan. Now we've pushed up to where we are now, where, like I said, African pop culture is now pop culture. However, to go to the next level, that's where the laziness that you're talking about comes into play.
Even to me, the way I will analyze this African journey is, at the time we Africans started surfacing, we were still young.
Yes.
And we got to remember the Jamaicans came in
1,000%
before.
100%.
So we was coming
Piggyback.
into that. Yeah, and I mean, we're not gonna jump into Essex way.
Absolutely.
We're gonna tap into the Jamaican way. So that's what we know of the Jamaican culture. But as we are growing,
individuality.
Then we know better. But at the same time, connecting is the main problem.
It's tough. First of all, there's sacrifices that have to be made. If you're going into different markets, you have to study the market, what's working, who are the people that I can connect with. If I'm Nigerian coming into London, for example, trying to connect with the urban crew here, I'm going to be looking for people like Dex. I'm looking at people like Donald, like Lash, people that are of African heritage but have strong roots here in the UK, who can signpost me to the right people to mix with. Who can I make music with? How can I promote my music? What kind of party should I go to? But these things take time. If we look at the successful musicians now that have transcended African culture very well, if you're looking at a Wizkid, you're looking at a Burna Boy, these are people that immerse themselves into this culture properly. At a point, some people didn't even think Burna Boy lived in Nigeria. At a point, they didn't even think Wizkid lived in Nigeria because of how you could see Wizkid with Skepta today, you could see Burna Boy with Mandem tomorrow. It's work, but nowadays, are the young guys and girls willing to put in that work? Are they hungry enough for that sacrifice that is not guaranteed? That even though I've been moving with Chip, I've been moving with Lito, Skepta and stuff, I still might not be able to connect with this audience. It doesn't guarantee anything.
It doesn't.
But again, that's where the hard work comes in. That's where you're talking about certain laziness and stuff, because people put timelines to success and results. And you and I both know that results and success, no matter how hard you're working, how incredible you are, you cannot put timelines to it. I always mention Michael Bolton. I saw his interview on ITV once where he said, I was signed at 18. But my first hit came at when I was 37 or 38. I became a legend at 43. That was over 20 years of just being on the shelf, trying to cut through. How many people are willing to sacrifice 20 years believing that one day is about to come?
I'm not gonna lie.
New generation.
No. You see that, but that is what's going on with the new gen now. If your music is not trending on TikTok, you're not popping.
You're struggling.
Yeah. If you don't win an award, or you don't win a mobile,
you're depressed.
Or this one, if you don't perform in a festival,
you
are this, you are that. They don't understand Rome wasn't built in a day.
100%.
You get me? We go up. That's why I say ladders. You got to take your steps, but each step is going to be calculated and firm. As you step and bah, it's got
Go to the next level.
It's got to stamp in. Even before you move this leg, this one I have to imprint.
And then we have to leave those steps for others to climb through. So what happens is sometimes we go to the next level, we take the steps below. And people, when they come after us, they don't go through the necessary steps. I was talking today about the university tours and university performances. How many UK artists or Afrobeats artists are currently touring universities in the UK now?
But what you've got to ask again, wait.
Yeah.
Who was doing that? Who was organizing that tour before?
But I think you can still...
No.
You think,
Imagine I'm an artist. I'm not going to go and look for my own bookings.
yeah, you have to.
Where is my team? First,
Yeah, okay.
to decide.
Okay.
Then, who is arranging? You see what, yeah? I'm sorry, Smade. I'm going to throw in on this, yeah? The other day, I see them, I see them arguing on TikTok or...
That was a big conversation.
Did it chatting a lot of, you know what I mean? I say, Smade, if I was you, I wouldn't have jumped on that
Because
live.
that's his cousin. And he
If
wanted
I
to give
was
them...
Smade,
He
I
wanted
would
to
not-
give juice.
There's no juice. There is no juice there, Smade. You had the UK Afrobeat scene on lock, but you left them and gone to where the money is.
No, I don't think you left, you
He
know.
did. Check
Because
it now.
you have to be...
Afro Nation.
Yeah.
He's gone to Afro Nation. All these guys was shutting down LA Lounge, all these little African settings. Afro Nation came.
Yes.
None of them could even do a warm-up before nobody comes on stage.
So-
They rather you guys hyping on stage.
so let me-
Why didn't they have Sona on stage?
Okay.
Just warming up the crowd.
So let me
before
take
the
it
big
back
boys
to
get ready?
2019. When Afro Nation launched, every single name you're talking about was on stage. Sona was performing.
Okay.
All of these guys were performing. From Sona, you had even UK Afro bashment artists like Young Bane was almost like a co-headliner in 2019. So at the time when Afro Nation was founded, I'll be honest with you, we were desperate for a platform like that that was going to elevate Afrobeats artists to superstar status.
Yeah.
Now, the responsibility for everybody to be carried along now falls at your table. Do not be left behind. You have to now drop music. You've got to promote your music. You have to make sure that you're one of the artists that when they're looking at putting a festival of this stature
Sona has
together.
been dropping music.
Yeah, but the thing
Sona
is,
has been dropping.
everybody-
I will name the person now. Even
Listen,
Sona has been
everyone-
dropping
even
music.
Mologo. Everybody's
Mologo's
dropping.
been dropping music.
Yes.
Mr. Silver's been dropping music. I
Everybody.
don't see them on stage.
yeah, but
I want them to. I'm talking of warming up. I'm not talking of main acts.
So first of all, what I see with festivals like Afro Nation, and I'll be honest with you, is number one, is one stage. Okay? One stage, they're going to be looking at booking artists that they are 100% sure will pull tickets. That's the toughest
Hold
pill.
on. Wait.
Brother, let me
Okay,
finish.
it's just tickets.
Let me
No.
finish
As you
now.
said, the ticket.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I want to stop to that ticket. bit.
Why? Yeah, okay,
Wait.
yes.
Tickets.
Yes.
Wizkid sold out
Yeah.
to 20,000.
Yeah.
Heads up.
Yeah.
Burna does back to back.
Yeah.
These guys are on stage.
Yeah.
Tickets are sold already.
Yeah.
The Afro Nation tickets are sold every year because Burna is there, Wizkid is there, the video is there.
They still have to push.
Free and
No. My bro, I'm telling. Listen, bro. I'll be honest.
What,
with
are they
you.
not selling tickets?
Bro, you still have to push. So let me give you an example. Trust me, when you find out about the workings of these things, sometimes that's why I say it's the toughest pill to swallow. Like a month ago, what's that Summer Jam Fest in Germany, that reggae festival in Germany? They had to announce Burna Boy 2 weeks before the show. Do you know how much money it is to book a Burna Boy for a reggae festival 2 weeks before the show, even though they had a Vibes Cartel? Which meant that they were willing to spend into $1 million minimum. $1 million had already shown you that there was desperation to push tickets, because a Burna Boy is not an artist you announce 2 weeks before the festival.
Wait.
So tickets
I know about how this event goes.
Yes.
They've made their money off from water.
Nah.
They don't make their money for water already.
Those are success.
No. You lot cannot style on, man. You've made your money off water. I'm not talking of the burger.
Listen.
I'm not talking of burger.
So,
water.
you
get me? You see water. Drip, water.
Yeah.
You see drip water sponsor the whole of wireless.
Yes. Let me bust
Drip
your
water.
brain.
I said water.
Let me bust your brain.
Big Zeus is...
There's a documentary. Listen,
Big Zeus is...
There's a documentary online.
They can't tell me you book Whiskey, Burna Boy, David O. That's it.
Listen, Dex.
You can't put all our African acts on stage.
There's a documentary on YouTube called 20 Years in the Desert that tells you the story of Coachella. When you watch that documentary, it tells you point blank period.
Have you been Coachella before?
No, let me finish.
Have you been Coachella before? No, wait. Have you been Coachella before?
I haven't.
You haven't? I've been there.
Yeah, let me finish.
Go on.
He said, there is no way in this world a festival only comes into profit after its 6th year or 6th edition. That's when they come into profit.
Okay.
99% of festivals die before they reach 6 years.
Because
the investment at the beginning. Now let me take you back to Afro Nation that you didn't know. The year it was announced that Afro Nation was going to happen was when there was a documentary on Netflix called Fire Festival, where the popularity for fraudulent festivals was at its peak. Here comes a bunch of Nigerians to say that they're creating a festival outside of England and Portugal. And a year where people had been scammed thousands of pounds. So number one, the marketing, you're already working up against the hill when it comes to the marketing. Nobody had seen a festival at Afro Nation's level before promoting Afrobeats culture. So everybody that bought a ticket was going in blind, and they only did it because of support of the festival.
It was successful.
Yeah, Baba, success is relative. Success means it took place. People came, artists came, but are you going to say that from the first festival you made money? Now let's take that away. Immediately a year after that, the pandemic hit. They had already announced a festival in Puerto Rico. We were 3 days before Puerto Rico, before the COVID shut everybody down. They faced the hardest backlash that any festival only Fire Festival had more backlash than Afro Nation in the year of that pandemic, where they had to cancel everything. You know, they were dealing with refund issues, forgetting the fact that the festival only got canceled 2 days before. Do you know how long it takes? Let me give you insights. Do you know how long it takes to set up a festival ground? It takes a minimum of 40 days. So you've spent minimum of £5 million building a whole village.
That's what they've told you.
Baba.
Now what did they tell you? No. I'm not agreeing on that. Let me break something down for you. You see, before the festival set up anything, they've got insurance. We know about it. You get me? You get insurance. And you see what happened is natural disaster. They were giving away £50,000 in UK for nothing, for no reason. Everybody made money during COVID. I said they were giving away 50K. They were giving away money in UK.
Let me tell you something. COVID did not come into, this was the first time since 1940 that a pandemic had affected businesses the way it did.
I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
It was not just Afro Nation. Everybody was affected.
Absolutely. But
I am saying Afro Nation.
Yes.
For you to use the name Afro Nation, you have to put the people on. It's sad. It's so sad, yeah? Let me break it down, yeah?
Yes.
You see Afro Nation.
Yes.
Afro Nation, you lot look at me properly. It's greatness that you're saying this.
Yes.
It's very sad.
Why?
That nobody from that platform, no new person that's come out from Afro Nation platform.
What do you mean?
No new artists.
Who's the new artist?
I don't know.
Wait. Who's the new artist that has come out of wireless platform? Who's the new artist from Reading
Check
Festival?
it. Okay, let me break it. Let me break it down. Let me finish.
You're not gonna attack
Okay.
Africans.
All right. Now.
We are here in the
Okay.
UK.
Now.
We don't see no new artists from
When they talk of wireless.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is
wireless have two stages. They have the
That's
main.
what you can say.
Let me finish.
That's
where I'm going.
Okay.
That's where I'm going. They have the main stage
and then they
have the small
upcoming stage.
Thank you.
I agree.
Afro Nation doesn't have a platform that put people on. I will go on wireless
so
now.
we can say
I could go and watch Odumodu Black them.
Yeah.
Watch Shakari. Watch all these up and coming people them on that stage. Then if I want to watch the
main guys,
I'll go on this
So
side.
stop there. What you can say is this, that we need to speak.
No. I don't need to say that. I don't need to say that. I am saying it the way I'm saying it. Afro Nation is not putting my people on. However, you don't want to break it down.
So
if they ask me, I will break it down for them.
So those are
and
the
it's
things.
so sad, that Son has got a big rhythm. These guys are shelling, man.
Yeah, they are.
Use them to open up. That's all I'm saying.
So you said
even if they can pay them the same amount, say, you know what, Sona, you
said
plus two
something
people.
earlier on. You said something earlier on.
Go on.
You said, where are the teams? Somebody has to knock on the door, my brother. This is a big
I hear you, but as well,
to knock on the door for you.
Them man, they've got a relationship from Monday morning.
No,
they know everybody.
Baba.
You see what it is?
Nowadays,
you see,
it's not
where
easy.
money enter. Now where money there, everybody they face, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Nigeria does that a lot. Yeah. Even as well, what I've got to say to Afro Nation as well. When they call Afro Nation, what are they doing for Africans in Africa?
Oh, I'm sure they would have. I don't have that information.
You see,
but I'm
sure.
Are
you on stage? You are on stage.
So let me tell you
most of what they are doing.
So, but let me tell you what I can say based on just participating with Afro Nation in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Number one, a lot of the artists that have now become superstar headline Afrobeat stars globally. Afro Nation was one of the first platforms that not only presented these artists on a global level, number two, showed that these Afrobeat artists have enough pulling power to drive 30,000 people to Portugal, coming from wherever you are in the world, not only Europe. Because initially, what people thought about the Afrobeat artists was that they can headline in the UK. There's there's a big diaspora fan base here, so they can always sell out the O2 or whatever. But a lot of people never thought that you can build a festival, select Afrobeats artists, and tell tens of thousands of people, leave whatever country you're in, whether it's South Africa, Nigeria, Switzerland, or the UK. Let's travel for a holiday. And because every festival trip is going to cost a festival goer thousands of dollars. What Afro Nation proved to the rest of the world, if you go and look at it, after Afro Nation was now when all the likes of these big festivals started to select Afrobeats artists as festival headliners. If not, we would have just continued to be part of the process until we have one or two breaking. And that, listen, there's a trickle-down effect there. There's a genuine argument to say you should speak to platforms like Afro Nation to ensure that there's an up-and-coming stage. I actually would do that.
They have nothing.
No,
there is no platform for the up-and-coming. I will give them 20 names right now.
I'll do that.
There is no up-and-coming. Like, they are forgetting that. People like, what's his name, Berry Tiger. That man drop bangers. No jokes.
Listen.
I will name Portable. I will name them. I will start naming them. No, people could laugh at it. These guys, he drops bangers.
I'm not laughing at him.
No. These are the platforms. Like,
I understand.
You get me?
That's a genuine
crazy
conversation. However, you cannot knock the impact of an Afro Nation festival, what it has done for Afrobeats as a culture, the opportunities it has created, and how it has celebrated Afro-pop music globally. It started in Portugal. It went to Ghana. It went to Puerto Rico. It went to United States of America. Now it's going to Dominican Republic. Until Afro Nation came, there were no credible festivals that took us in our thousands into these areas to showcase our talents. And for me, that in itself is something, no matter what you think about corporate and how they do business, nobody can take away what that platform has done for Afrobeats culture globally.
He ain't done nothing for Afrobeat platform.
No, it has. 100%.
Now, I've been asking.
Bro, I told you, man. Like I said.
I swear that he hasn't.
No, what you mean? Come on. No. Afro Nation is also behind the fact that we got Afrobeats charts officially created in the UK, created an Afrobeats chart officially Billboard in the United States of America. Without Afro Nation as a platform,
America is running to because none of them know where they are going. None of them know where they are going in life.
What
you get me? Like
man.
The same thing to do with all these other places. You called all these countries. When they said Ghana, we was in Ghana. They cancelled the show.
No,
I was in Ghana.
We did Ghana twice.
Meek Mill then jump over there. They cancelled the show.
No, because Meek Mill came with 100
bike
street
riders and all of that.
Then
they've never done nothing in Nigeria. And
they tried
back to back. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Back to back. Every Nigerians has been headlining the show from all them years you're talking about. They've never done nothing for the country that you don't have taken their soul. And you are going.
You've empowered their artists.
Which artists?
The artists.
But they're collecting money now. Nigeria don't care. That's why I said to you, money goes. As soon as you call, how much? 1 million, pay. Private jet. Go, wow. Enter private jet, go. That's nothing for us.
We're seeing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these artists need platform that they will be able to grow.
I agree.
That's why I notice when artists go to Nigeria and do a show in Nigeria, it's even better for them.
For who?
Any artist, if Christmas time,
of course,
like they are
100%.
Doing shows, when you see them
100%.
Doing shows, their little events, it does more for them than the Afro Nation. I swear to God.
No.
You get me?
I humbly disagree. I think for me, you have a credible point where
even for example, Homecoming hits more than Afro Nation.
No, in Nigeria. Because it's back home in Nigeria.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm going.
Afro Nation is
nobody
platform.
has performed in Afro Nation and gone there and done big things. And people's performed in Homecoming and gone and done.
What do you mean by
yes? I will name it.
I saw
from Homecoming.
Afro Nation in 2019. Ghana.
People like Sloan.
Yeah.
Even Rema have performed before Rema blew. He's performed in Homecoming.
Yeah, but he performed that Afro Nation in Ghana in 2019. I've got the videos.
No, I say.
Before he blew, that was the year it was activated.
Rema, you see all these names, I will name them.
That was the year it was activated.
The Homecoming platform
is
more important to them than Afro Nation in Ghana and all these countries. Ask them. And they're not playing. Even Central C's running.
No,
all of them is
done very well.
It's serious. It's serious. And why I say, and check it again, and Homecoming, and what kills it. Why didn't Afro Nation do their thing in Nigeria? Because they say the ticket is too costly.
No, it wasn't about tickets. There was a lot more involved, because for a festival of that stature, bringing tens of thousands of people globally to Nigeria, there were some guarantees that you would need. You would need extra guarantees.
Wizkid is done a show in Nigeria.
That's home.
Big
that's
venue.
That's
all of that. They could have called the Afro Nation. The same. No, I'm just saying. They could have called the Afro Nation. The same setup. My friend did it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, but I hear where you're coming from. But at the same time, they need to get in.
They can create a second platform. I agree. I can have that conversation with some of the powers that be. I think that's a credible conversation to have. But without doubt, Afro Nation has been one of the most impactful things for Afrobeats globally.
Where do you think Afrobeats is going at the moment? How would you look at it? Because we've got a lot of artists that is making a lot of noise.
20 years ago, Afrobeats for us was just about having spaces for people to listen to it.
True.
Which would be from the clubs to the parties, because we couldn't get DJs to play it. You know, if your DJ was playing Afrobeats, we're going to get fired. That type of stuff. So when we got into 2020 and 2010 and 11 and had the likes of the band, Oliver Twist, then Wizkid, P-Square, then we opened up into having shows here in London where people started paying money.
Yeah.
However, we hadn't we didn't have the mainstream platforms to get on so that the masses, not only Africans or people, but everybody can listen to. Fast forward after 2010, 11, and 12, we started having the likes of BBC, Choice FM, shout out Edu, shout out Abrante. Then it started getting into the airwaves. When people asked me questions back then that where would I see Afrobeats in a couple of years, some of the wishes were very simple. I wanted to be able to walk into an O2 arena and see an Afrobeats artist do that. 2017, I believe it was, or 2018, Wizkid headlined at the O2 arena, which now started another chain reaction, and everybody started to go in that. In 2018, I did an interview, and someone asked me at that time that, what are the aspirations now for Afrobeats? I said, one, we're starting to sell tickets, we're credible with that. Are we credible enough to be consistent in global charts, where we're not just going to have a Fuso DG in 2012, 13 or whatever, or have a D'banj Oliver Twist and then go for a long period without having anything? How consistent can we hit the charts? Then we had a slew of records that were doing incredibly well. You had the likes of Love Wanting TCK, you had Rema, Calm Down, Oxley, Closer, YC Juice. These records now started to become consistent. Where do we go from there? We had our own charts created. The UK chart system would allow for any popular record that was streaming or selling to get into it. But that's not going to be the majority of Afrobeats records. So by having an Afrobeats chart or a chart system that's dedicated to Afropop music, it allowed us to have more artists, like you're saying, be more reflected on a credible chart system. That's where we were.
Show off our work.
Then the next question will be, where are we going from there? The chart system, we're looking at America. America is always an aspiration for any pop artist, whether they're British, German, Asian, African, because they have done well in promoting their entertainment system and their music system globally for decades. So everybody always has this aspiration that America is the next one to target, to get into. Now we have artists that are getting on the Billboard charts. We have our own Afrobeats charts there. Now the artists that are considered Afrobeats artists are now being sought after by hip-hop musicians to be on their albums. We saw the recent Ghana album. It featured 3 African musicians. Ashake's on there. I think Burna Boy's on there. I think Wizkid is on there. That's the future for Afrobeats artists. That's the future for Afrobeats music.
But it's sad they will keep depending on these guys.
No, you don't have to.
If it's apart from them free name, that's it,
No,
now and then they will call Tiwa's name.
One of the very important questions when you're talking about where does Afrobeats go, the biggest thing that people have to rely on is the culture. It's the sound. How willing are we to dilute the sound? Are people confident enough to hold on to the African elements that makes it stand out? Because that's what has brought us this far. But because we're chasing now streams, we're looking at international sounds, the sound and the culture is now starting to get lost.
You see where you see that's
right now, looking at from 20 years ago and where we've been, how we struggled to get into the scene and eventually breaking in, having our own platforms, having our own charts. The next 20 years now is going to be how identifiable will the music be? Because now sometimes there's a little bit of a difficulty in trying to identify what really is Afrobeats.
That's why I said what I said about some of them. Because from that time when they came on stage was Afrobeats. Era when Abrante was doing the mixtape.
For now,
you get me?
If you go
down.
If you go to an Afrobeats party now, no matter how many big hit records are being released by anybody now, nobody goes crazy until you play the old school records. 10, 15 years ago. And the only reason why that sounds and hits different is because the sound was more authentic. We've had the successes now. So we have the mainstream, we have the Billboard charts, we have the international collaborations, we have the festival headliners, we have the O2 Arena sold out.
Stadium sellers.
Record-breaking records.
Thank you.
But going forward, what we would need to do more than ever is holding on to the sound and the culture within the sound, or else it eventually fizzles out.
Of ownership.
Yes.
What was your first major broadcasting rejection?
Choice FM, 2006.
And how did you bounce back?
We sent an email to Choice FM. We'd spent like three years on N-power pirate radio station in South London, and we felt that this was missing on mainstream radio in the UK. What was the closest we can get to was Choice FM. Was black. He was playing black music at the time. So my friend Don, Don sent a whole email, told them what we were trying to do.
Broke down everything.
We're calling it Black Beats. We were calling it the Black Beats at the time, where it was going to be African pop music.
Okay.
They didn't even respond, and then he saw someone in part of management and said, we sent an email, and they were like, nah, man, they ain't checking for something like that at the moment. For us, it was a big blow because, the aspiration or the thought at the time was this was going to be a lift off of pirate radio to go to,
But do you think that they didn't copy your style?
I don't think they did. I think what happened was,
or you gave them an idea?
So between 2006 when we hit them up and 2008 when Abrante started the Afrobeats show. Remember, Abrante has been a proud Ghanaian for decades, who has been representing Ghanaian independence parties, playing Ghanaian music since the 90s.
Yeah.
However, because he was an African in-house, a trusted hand, and he was seeing what was on the streets. He was playing African music on the streets. The likes of Neptizo was trending socially on Twitter and stuff. So it was easy for him to say, listen, it's that time, try me. And I'm in-house already. I play music during the day. So they'll just give him 1 hour in the middle of the night, let him try it, and let's see what happens. And then it started to trend. So I think regardless of whether we hit them up, I'm sure other people must have done at the same time, but it was it was because of what was happening. Things was evolving at that time, and they could feel it too. So they just wanted to try it with someone that they trusted
that is in-house instead of bringing someone from the outside.
And then you don't even know whether these people are broadcast trained. They even know how to speak. They can get on radio and get us a ban immediately. You never know these things. But someone who's been on radio for over a decade is more you feel more confident doing that. Absolutely.
So what's your bounce back?
Bounce back was just to go back to what we were doing. I just felt like we just felt
chipping through.
For me, I think that was the biggest lesson I learned, that rejection is part of the game. It was also something that I remember that when I was maybe in secondary school trying to talk to girls, even when you go out to parties, that one where you go to party and then you try to ask a girl for a dance. And she says no, especially if it's the first dance you made. That whole party is dead for
Finished.
you. You just want to go hide.
In the corner.
No, I want to hide. So I went out one time with my older brother, and he just saw me quiet. He came to me, he's like, what's wrong, man? This party's jumping. I said, bro, man, this party's dead. Let's go home. He's like, what? This place is here. I said, man, that girl, she said no. The guy said, you know what you do? I said, what? He said, you leave that corner. You go to another corner now. And go chill for a bit and try again. You might get lucky. And that was a lesson that was not only indicative of that type of scenario, but it was indicative of real life. Where if you try here, it didn't work, you move to the next level and go and try in the other side. And that lesson was what I carried on. It didn't work there, let's keep pushing.
Let's keep pushing.
One step in front of the other. That's my own mantle straight away. Those parties were heavy, man. Once those girls say no, the whole party's dead. You just want to go home.
You see, as you're giving a lot of artists platform, and what I'm saying, do you think that they do appreciate it? enough. Or even they whether they do.
So I think human beings naturally, and that's all of us.
And as soon as they catch a little wave, to contact them now,
it's difficult. You never
speak to my manager.
Human beings naturally are very, very. We have a forgetful mind. However, I think nowadays a lot of people that only happens when you continue to be active. When they see you in 15 years' time, they'll be like, this guy, do you understand? But if you fade off and you're no longer doing anything, they'll naturally forget. Remember, there's so much Martell in the system, smoking too much. Everyone who will remember the person that gave him the first interview. Nobody will do that. But I think a lot of artists nowadays, they are grateful for our resilience, not necessarily the platform we gave them. The fact that we stayed the course. We believe that African music deserved the platform. We believe that we deserve voices, and we were not embarrassed by our heritage. And that's what ultimately gave them confidence. When I see people back home in Nigeria, that's what people say, the way you push our culture, that's what gives them confidence. And I think people appreciate that, regardless of whether they say it to you personally, but they generally do.
So when do you think that your impact is bigger than your name? When do you think this journey I'm in, it's not even about me again? There's a lot of people looking up to me.
I think now, because
you've been in this
now,
for years.
I think now I'm traveling to countries that this year I've been to Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda. I've been to Kenya. I'm about to go to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Now it's beyond just me now. It's what I represent. So it's the fact that people, the impact now is once they see your face or hear your voice around something, that they just believe that, that means Africa is being celebrated the right way. This guy represents the entire culture. So the impact now has gone beyond my own individual aspirations. It's now a representation of many people's dreams and aspirations. And I think that it's actually just happening now, where you would have put in a lot of work. When they mention your name, it's almost like they mention certain people's name and you're thinking about the bigger picture rather than their individual paths, and that for us, it will take years of service to attain that. A lot of people don't want to serve. Because I was speaking on Instagram to some UK artists today, and I said 80 or 90% of what you've seen me do, I've either done for free or for nothing.
You see?
80 or 90% of everything you've seen me do.
Nobody will ever understand the journey.
So I worked for 23 years. I kept a full-time job with the local authority for 23 years. Whilst I was doing everything else I was doing, building a media career, promoting Afrobeats, being on the road, following people, pushing this culture, all through that. So for a large percentage of that time, I didn't think there was any financial rewards to it. It was all emotional. It was
and when the money will come, you'll be like, wow.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
They say you spend all the time putting things together, that you don't chase money, that ultimately what you've put together, money comes through.
That's how I tell the people.
So that's how it is. And that's when you know your impact has now is gone beyond your individual person. Now it's like a massive movement. You're having an African event, I show up there, it instantly shows that we're going to promote this culture beyond what we're doing.
What would you say your ladder is built on today? Faith, culture, or community?
My ladder is built on culture, heritage, and consistency. I keep climbing. You have to keep climbing. Consistency is the key to every bit of success.
Facts.
With everything. And some of us have come from, a place where the only thing we know that works is to keep working. That's the only thing that works. Nothing else.
Keep going.
So you have that ladder. Culture is very important because that's what gives us what we're doing. The heritage is what, really fuels that. But the most important ingredient in climbing that ladder is consistency for me. One step up every single day. That ladder doesn't end.
You got a Red Bull called?
I've got an energy drink
Sorry.
called the Energy Gawd. Come come on.
Yeah,
you are
man.
a typical Nigerian. You know why?
Energy Gawd.
Nigerians.
That's what they will always say, Red Bull.
Nigerians will call toothpaste close up.
Close up.
We will call any cola Coke.
McLean.
Whatever kind of
What we're
brand
used
is the
to.
first.
Yeah.
So I do have a drink called the Energy Gawd.
Energy Gawd, yeah, man.
Because I've been blessed with energy, hosting stages,
Sick,
just being
sick,
active
sick,
around.
sick.
There was a conversation about looking for an energy brand for endorsement, but one of my cousins said, why don't we do one ourselves?
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy, Donald as well, who spoke to me at the time years ago and said, listen, man, you could do it yourself, you know. And I think that was what pushed me down that line to say, let me try to do it ourselves. Let's learn from the hip hop culture.
You know what I'm
where
saying? Yeah.
It's time to
that's
start
why I keep
owning.
saying act of ownership. We got to learn, start owning.
And that's why
tomorrow
I did that.
the white man start, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just ownership, man.
Mad,
It's for us, it's to teach the younger ones that regardless of what partnerships you want to get into in the future, there's also a level of ownership that you need to have. And confidence to start something. Yeah. Whether you know about it or not. And that's what
it's all a learning curve. You
Absolutely,
know what I'm saying?
brother.
Then you done the energy, the energy drink, then you're Martell now.
Shout out to Martell, you know what I mean?
Martell, you know?
They it's a special partnership because it's not an exchange of cash.
Yeah.
It is a situation where they're saying they want to partner with the culture. They want to elevate the Afrobeats, Afropop culture. They want to give us a bigger platform. They want to work with credible people within the culture. And we've seen when it comes to endorsements in the past where brands really don't partner with credible people. You know, they just partner with those that claim to be the ones and have the most following on social media.
It's funny.
But,
it's a crazy circle.
Exactly. But with Martell, they were like, they didn't care about followership. They wanted credibility. And they really want to partner with the culture. Yes, a brand always looks at a business angle in how they can market, which is fantastic. But what they've also come to the table with is, as much as we would like to market our products and make money, we would also want to empower those who are supporting that. For me, once you're ready to come to the table like that, I'm ready to work.
Yeah, let's work.
So shout out Martell, man, and it's an incredible journey we're on.
Yeah, man, that's a good look. You know what I mean? Because we need more of things like this in Africa. You know what
Facts.
Brand partnership,
That's it.
Brand, trusting us to be able to work
be ourselves.
Yeah,
that's what we want. They can do their business. We can support you with your business, but also just saying, let's empower these people.
Yeah.
Do whatever makes you feel comfortable to take your voices to the next level. Even look at the way they announced myself, Shanice, and Abdul. I don't think there's been a brand that's announced cultural ambassadors the way they did.
Imagine.
Every single platform in the UK, in America, from Billboard to Shea Borough to every platform in the world announced that. That alone is enough money. If they told me at the beginning that we're going to do this announcement and you're going to be a partner for free, I'll tell them, let's do it.
Let's get it.
Straight away. So that itself shows intent. It shows the intention behind the whole thing.
See, but because they work with the video in it, and obviously from outside the video do some interviews.
Davido is one of those entertainers that brands should cut their arms to partner with because he embraces it very well. And he's also another lesson to the young entertainers that whatever partnership, look at you here. We've got the Wingstop chicken. We've got everything on table. We're enjoying fun. Not only have you put it in front of us, we've eaten it behind stage too.
No be cha.
It's chicken.
We show working for this side.
No be cha. It's chicken. That's it. That's embracing partnership.
Facts.
So the people that have supported this now, they'll be happy to do it with you again. Because it's not just, you took money, you just flashed it. No, you're actually living the brand.
Tomorrow when they knock on your door, they will even want to put something
on top because they know
you
represent it. That's it. That's what
the
likes of Davido is teaching young artists now.
Your way too. Yeah, man. You see, if you look behind me, there's a ladder.
There's a ladder right there.
Yeah, there's a ladder behind me. My little aesthetics, you know what I'm saying? Where on this ladder would you put yourself on right now?
Right now, I'd say I'm on the second step. Second step because it gives me a lot more steps to go.
Yeah.
A lot more steps to go. I'm going to Brazil in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Brazil is home to the largest number of Yoruba people outside of Africa.
True. That's what I wanted to say.
So that's basically me going home.
That's where they are doing the Afro Nation.
No, it's a different festival.
Okay. The
Afro Nation is happening in Dominican Republic.
Now,
so that's going to be my first trip going there, connecting.
Never been, you know.
Then the next thing will be the Caribbean, Jamaica.
Jesus.
Jamaica's also home to maybe the largest African population outside of Africa, where our black brothers and sisters are. There's a culture that we need to go and learn there. How can we immerse ourselves into that? So if you start to look at it in terms of the ladder, yes, we've been able to conquer in Europe and create a foundation here, but in the grand scheme of things, we're still far from going. So we're on the second step.
Yeah, man.
And that way, that gives us enough more steps on the ladder to climb.
To keep climbing.
It gives you something to motivate you.
Yes.
It gives you something to look up to.
It
makes you not comfortable and relying on the fact that you've been successful. You ain't done nothing yet. You know, you're just about to start.
Because there's still
levels to go.
Levels. Thanks for coming.
Listen, I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, my brother. Ladders, make sure you keep it locked in. Tune in to Ladders.
Powered by Wingstop.
You know the chicken was crazy. I think the ranch was, the fries I had was ridiculous. The chicken was, I had 2 different flavors of chicken too. So we need like extra flavors next time I come.